Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha Harihi Om Sumukascha Ekadantascha Kapilo Gajakarnakaha Lambodharascha Vikato Vignarajo Vinayakaha Dhumaketur Ganadhyakshaha Phalachandro Gajananaha Vakratundaha Surpakarno Herambaha Skandapurvajaha Shuklam Baradharam Vishnum Sasivarnam Chaturbhujam Prasannavadanam Dhyayet Sarva Vignopasantaye Yasyadvirada Vaktradhya Parishadhya Parastatam Vidham Vidhanti Satatam Vishvaksenam Tamastraye Gurur Brahma Gurur Vishnu Gurur Devo Maheswaraha Gurur Sakshat Parabrahma Tasmai Sri Gurave Namaha Satchidananda Rupaya Krishnaya Aklishtakarine Namo Vedanta Vedhyaya Gurave Buddhisakshine Krishnadvaipayanam Vyasam Sarvabhuta Hiteratam Vedabchabhaskaram Vande Samadhi Nilayam Munim Janmadhyasya Yataha Anvayat Itaratascha Artheshu Abhignaha Swarat Tene Brahmahridayaha Adikavaye Mukhyanti Yat Surayaha Tejovari Mridam Yatha Vinimayo Yatra Trisargo Mrisha Dhamna Sena Sada Nirastakuhakam Satyam Param Dhimahi Dharmaha Prochidha Kaitavotra Paramo Nirmatsaranam Satam Vedhyam Vastavam Atravastu Sivadam Tapatrayon Mulanam Srimad Bhagavate Mahamuni Krute Kimva Paraihi Isvaraha Sadhyaha Hrudi Avarubhyatehe Atra Krutibihi Susrushibihi Takshanat Nigama Kalpataror Galitam Phalam Sukha Mukat Amrita Dravasamyutam Pivata Bhagavatam Rasamalayam Muharaho Rasikaha Bhuvi Bhavukaha Yam Pravrajantam Anupetam Apetakrutyam Dvaipayano Viraha Katara Ajuhava Putreti Tanmayataya Taravaha Abhineduhu Tam Sarvabhuta Hridayam Munimanatosmi Yaha Swanubhavam Akila Sutisaram Ekam Adhyatmadipam Atitirshatam Tamondhama Samsarinam Karunayaha Purana Guhyam Tam Vyasasunum Upayami Gurum Muninam Narayanam Namaskritya Naranchaiva Narottamam Devi Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayam Udirayet. Now with Swami's Anugraham, let us continue from where we left off yesterday. We came up to Slokam number 42, Adhyayam 7, in Skandham number 4, as part of the various Srutigal, the prayers, the worship that many people present in the Yajna Sala are doing. We covered number of them. And the last one was Devaha, Uchuhu, the various Devas present there. They also offered their worship to Swami. And then next the Gandharvaha, the Gandharvahas who were present there. So they, it is their stuti that we will start with today. Slokam number 43. 43. And Gandharvahal, what they say, Swami, you are the Devadi Deva, Mahatiyo Mahan, the greater among the greatest, Mahato Mahiyan, as the Upanishad, the Vedangal proclaim, Mahanarayana Upanishad. And they say, oh, you are our master, the leader, the protector, the true leader, the true master, you know. We all think I am the leader, but actually the only leader is really Swami. So, says, for to you, to whom Brahma, Indran, Rudran, all the groups and the gatherings of all the Devargal, everybody, they're all only minor part of you. Okay? And then this whole prapancham is your stage on which you carry out your play. It is just a tool for you. The whole prapanjam is a tool for you to carry out your play. To you, eternally, always, we worship you, offer our worships, namaskaram to you. Namaha karavama, we will do that. For nityam karavama, it says. Not only this moment, but always, in all places. Amsam sahate de gandharvaha uchuhu. Amsam sahate deva marichi adaya yete. Brahmendradhya devaganaha rudra urogaha. Kridha bhandam visvamidam yasya vibhuman. Tasmai nityam natha namaste karavama. Gandharvaha uchuhu. Amsam sahate deva marichi adaya yete. Brahmendra adhya devaganaha rudra purogaha. Kridha bhandam visvamidam yasya vibhuman. Tasmai nityam natha namaste karavama. Now, Pratipada Artham, beauty is also to delve into the sweetness of Vyasa's teachings through the language Vyasa used, Sanskritam. So I think in this slokam you will be able to relate to many of the padangal, the sabdangal. And anyway, we will start. Deva, Vibhuman. Earlier we saw Bhuman. Bhuman, O Natha, the leader, Mahan. Vibhuman, the I mean Vishesham, supreme. Okay, the appellation V can mean two things. We say Vishesham. Vishesham itself tells you it is something special, exclusive, right? And so that Bhagato Mahiyan, the greater among the greatest, Vibhuman, Natha, our leader. Natha means Talaiva, in true Talaivan. Not just a commander-in-chief kind of a thing. No. It is much more than that. One who actually has the responsibility and discharges the responsibility sincerely for my welfare. My welfare and my well-being are the primary thing that dictates, that drives him. That is what Bhagavan. Bhagavan's main driver is your and my welfare and well-being. Please remember that, okay? For all the things in the prapanjam, he is the protector. So he takes care of us, cares and takes care. So truly a Natha. So Deva Vibhuman Natha, yasya, which te, to you, te, yete brahmendra adayaha rudra purogaha deva ganaha. Brahma, Indra adayaha rudra purogaha deva ganaha. Yete, all these, Brahma, Indra, and the like, all other Devagar, the Rudragar, and the Ganaha, the various groups of all these people, all these beings, these people, Amsam Saha, Amsa Amsaha. Bhagavan says, I am the present, Mamayvamso, Bhutaloke, I forget the name. Also, I forgot the Bhagavad Gita quotation. Swami, please forgive me. Basically, the meaning is that my amsam is what is present in all the beings. Okay, and so amsa amsaha idam viswam krida bhandam. Idam viswam, this whole prapanjam, krida bhandam. Krida, just a playful bhandam, a tool. Something that you use, like, if you use a flute to play, the flute becomes a tool, like that. Just a tool for you, this whole Viswam, for you to conduct your play. Krida Bandham, yasya te, which to you, like this, tasmai te, that to you, nityam namaha karavama, nityam, eternally, we bow to you. We will bow to you. Karavama is It's like we will do it. We are doing it and continue to do it. All those things are included in that word grammatically. Okay? Gandharvaha uchuhu amsam sahate deva marichi adayayete brahmendra adhya devaganaha rudra purogaha krida bhandam viswamidam yasya vibhuman tasmai nityam natha namaste karavama namaha te karavama te to you, right? Now next is Vidyadharaha Uchuhu. The Vidyadhara say, Swami, what have you done? They tell him the truth. You are donning these Purushartha body, your body, my body, the body of an ant. But being a human being, we have 4 Purusharthas that we must achieve in life. You all know about it. So that Purusha Artha Deham, that means the essence, the Purusha is the one indweller, the Puru is the embodied, the body that we all carry. So he has taken that for as a sadhanam to do something, okay, which is to give love and receive love. But for that you have taken, in order to receive love, to give love and receive love, that's the only reason you have taken my body, everybody, your body, everybody's body is taken only by Bhagavan, has taken that only for that purpose. But what has happened? Because once the body comes, along with that, a deha abhimanam comes. That is said, maya. And in this body, it is I, mine, ahamkaram, mamakaram, all these, and completely spoiling my buddhi. Then I go and with the body that Bhagavan is residing in, and with attachment to the body and I and mine, and I do all things beyond limits, limitless, varambukku meeri, as they say in Tamil, beyond the prescribed limits. I do so many things. And when I do that, how do the other people relate to me? Naturally, I get derision. People don't respect me. All those things are coming. I get desires attached to all the things that are not true. So many desires that I develop. Okay? And they are all based upon falsities. But even when I do this, if those people doing even the cruelest things, adharmic things, being derided by the whole society because they act licentiously, they act without limits. And but when they develop an interest and a taste and start drinking the amritam, your kathamritam, the stories and the glories of your avataranga, what happens to him? Immediately, all his attachments are vaporized. He gives up his attachment to all the things that are false. Immediately. That's how the Gandharvaha, the Vidyadharaha, their prayers are. Every one amsam that is prayed to Bhagavan applies to him, but he is beyond all that. I can worship him and pray to him and talk to him in the way I want. Like the way somebody talked to him, it's beautiful. That is why you see a variety of worships and prayers here. Each one of them is true. If I listen to Bhagavan's stories and glories, my moham is gone. That's what they say. Gandharva Vidyadharaha Uchuhu 44. Tvan Mayaya Artham Abhipatya Kalevare Asmin Krutva Mama Aham Iti Durmatihi Utpataihi Svaihi Kshipto Api Asat Vishaya Lalasa Atmamoham Yushmat Kathamrita Nishevaka Udvayudasyet Tvan Maya Vidyadharaha Uchuhu Tvan Mayaya Artham Abhipatya Kalevare Asmin Krutva Mama Aham Iti Durmatihi Utpathaihi Svaihi Kshiptaha Api Asat Vishaya Lalasa Atmamoham Yushmat Kathamruta Nishevaka Udvayudasyet. Artham Abhipatya Tvan Mayaya Asmin Kalevare. Let me take those to explain it in English. Okay, we have to put things in the right order in English language for us to understand. Whereas in Sanskritam, the words, the padangal can appear in any order, but meaning will not change. Okay. Now, so artham abhipatya tvanmayaya asmin kalevare. Artham abhipatya. To carry out a certain purpose. Artham enna, we say in Tamil, right? And here, what is the purpose? What is the objective? Okay, to achieve that objective, the tool, which is the body, deham. Okay, the body, the various gross bodies. Abhipatya, having taken bodies of different shapes and different forms. Now we'll talk about human beings now, so we can relate to it. Having taken human bodies in order to achieve a purpose, because you have taken the body. But so that body has been given to you, to me. Bhagavan has given this body. He is a Dehi. But what do I do? Tvan Mayaya. Caught in your illusionary power, in your power of separation from yourself. I've separated myself from myself. That power is so strong, even though I am separating myself from myself, that power itself is very strong. I'm embedded in it. Tvan Mayaya Asmin Kalevare, in this body. Kalevare, in this body. Asmin, this. Kalevare, this body. Mama Aham Iti Krutva. Mama, mine. Aham, I. Iti Krutva. Thus doing, thus thinking, thus speaking, thus acting. Krutva. Remember, there are three types of karyangal. The thinking, the speaking, and the doing with the physical body. So all those, what exactly do I do? Aham, I'm this body. Mama, it is mine. This is my money. This is my money in the bank. This is my car. So many things. My house, my husband, my spouse, my children. Think, analyze, sit back for a second. You will see the what they're saying is so true to you and to me. Everything, mine. My mind, my body. So many ways to think. There are questions. Bhagavan says, you say this is my mind, this is my body, then whose mind? Who does it belong to? You think, we must inquire like that. Okay? And so everything belongs to only that Bhagavan, that sense of aham, which is actually without any attachment to body, mind, anything. It's beyond all that. The consciousness. Okay? That consciousness is what all these things, you, me, everybody belongs to, but we think wrongly because of Tvan Mayaya, which is Bhagavan's Maya, the Yoga Maya. And Mama Aham Iti Krutva. Okay? Mine and I, and doing like this, thinking like this, speaking like this. Durmatihi, becoming a fool. Durmatihi, Sadbuddhihi, means one, or Subuddhihi, one means who's using the buddhi properly. Durbuddhihi, any thoughts and any activities that takes me away from Bhagavan is Durbuddhi. Simple. Okay, Durbuddhihi. Utpataihi means going beyond prescribed limits. Everything has to be done within limits. Okay? Fortunately, by Bhagavan's creation, this body operates within limits. If it goes beyond limits, immediately, we fall sick and ill and all that. The temperature shoots up to 102. My God, beyond limits, right? Same way, with digestion, or my eye sees something very extremely dazzling. Immediately I close my eyes, right? Or I become blind. Or a deafening noise that actually can pierce my eardrums and make me deaf. So everything has to have within limits only. The whole prapancham operates within limits, including all the planets and the stars and everything. The whole universe is operating within limits. Okay? And that is but what do? Given a tool, taking a tool that can operate only within limits, I conduct myself beyond limits. What is he talking about, Swami, here? Mama aham iti, that itself I have to keep within limits to start with. Don't do too much of this mama, mine. Give up, sacrifice, and don't do too much of this I attached. No, let others also survive. It is others also will be. Slowly expand the heart. The selfishness is so rampant, too much of it. Swartham, as one elder told me a few years ago so beautifully, certain amount of swartham is necessary, for us to sustain in this world, right? We are not that spiritually advanced and all that. So certain amount of, yes, swartham is required. Bhagavan has given me buddhi, intelligence and all that. Yes, I must protect, do whatever I can, take care of my sustenance, whatever, people who are depending on me, yes. But there's a limit to it. How much money will one accumulate? It has to be spread, shared. So that going beyond limit is one example of that. Second is the desires. Do my desires, are they within limits or are they beyond limits? Boundless. I fulfill one desire, immediately I want another one crops up. Okay. I buy a house, then later on I want a bigger house, I want this, I want that. At what point am I going to stop? Think, analyze on a daily basis how much beyond limits, exceeding limits and greed that has really I've succumbed myself to. So, durmatihi utpadaihi, going beyond limits, conducting myself in such a licentious, without limits manner, swaihi shipto api, swaihi, with all my relatives also. See, anybody who is a miser, a lobhi, for example, Swami says so beautifully, and this is so true, and you can apply this in your own life, and you must also self-analyze. Does it apply to me? That's the first question I must always ask. Not to others, okay, must to me. Is this true for me? Okay. That is what self-refinement and improvement comes from, okay? Not on commenting on others. But the truth is, a lobhi, a greedy, a miserly person, to give an example, is not respected even by his own close relatives. Even his spouse will not respect him. A person who is miserly and greedy, trust me, okay? And you can analyze it. So you may have hundreds of millions of dollars, but if you're a lobhi, a greedy person, a miser, nobody will respect you. Okay? And kshipto api, actually, you'll be disrespected, you'll be derided. So even by swaihi, your own relatives, because I am utpadaihi, I'm conducting myself beyond limits, asat vishaya lalasa. Lalasa means to be attached to have desirous of. Asat Vishaya, all the false things. False things are what? Anything that gives me temporary happiness is false only. All the things that give me immediate happiness and pleasure, as a general rule, as an algorithm, you can easily draw it. Something that gives instant gratification is false, is only results in misery. Whereas Bhagavan's company, where I have to work hard in the beginning, it is not instant. But once I become better at it, it becomes instant. Initially it is difficult, but then it becomes easier and it gives tremendous result at the end. The others are very easy, but problems at the end. As Bhagavad Gita rightly, not Bhagavad Gita correctly, as Bhagavad Gita points to us and teaches us. Asat Vishaya Lalasa, so taking this body, doing all these things, being derided by everybody, being desirous and attached to all the things that are false, even then, what do I do? Yushmat katha amruta nishebakaha. Yushmat, your Kathamrita, the nectarine stories, your stories, Nishevakaha, not just hearing, not just listening, imbibing, diving deep into it mentally. Nishevakaha, that person, even after having taken this body and putting it to all bad uses, but if I listen to and imbibe your stories, Atmamoham, these various attachments, false attachment that we talked about, would Judas Yet, he gives it up instantly. Instantly, listening to your Kathamritam, the Atmamoham is given up, regardless of what my current status is. I may be the cruelest person, the worst people, being completely derided by everybody, being all kinds of bad habits I may have. But if I imbibe Bhagavan's Kathamritam, all the attachments on the other side will completely go away immediately. Immediately it will happen. This is the power of Kathamritam. That is why in your prayer slokam, it very beautifully says, Nigama kalpatoro galitam palam sukha mukat amrita drava samyutam. Pibata, drink, it says, Pibata, drink. Bhagavatam rasamalayam muhuravoho bhuvi rasikaha bhuvi bhavukaha. That's the amritam. Listen, it says, with Bhavatam. That is what they say, that is Vidyadharaha uchuhu. Now, next one, with Bhagavan's Anugraham, we'll take up Slokam 45, 46, 47. Brahmanaha uchuhu. The Brahmanas, the Progidargal, the priests, the Vedic Pandits who were all present there. Now they speak. And Slokam 45. 45, what do they say? Swami, you are this yagam. You are the havis. You are the agni. And you are the mantram. And samit, tarpa, darpam, various patrangal, and all the people, all the sabha, the people present in the sabha, the various progidargal, yajamanigal, devadaigal, agnihotram, the soma mandram, soma yaga dravyam, and the ghee that is offered, and the yaga pasu, various offerings, everything, Swam is only you. It's only you. It's only you. They say a beautiful thing. This is what Sri Rudram is all about. This is what we have to. This is the practice that we have to do. Reminding myself I have to do. I cannot talk about you. Only between you and your favorite former Bhagavan who is seated in your heart. You can talk to him. He will guide you. The only sadhana to do is to keep on reminding and remembering that everything is Bhagavan. My favorite form is whatever. My favorite form that I worship, Rama, Krishna, it doesn't matter who it is. But that is very important, and this is what the first slokam says so beautifully in slokam 45. Tvam kratuhu, tvam havihi, tvam utasaha swayam, tvam hi mantraha samit dharba patrani cha, tvam sadasyaha dvijaha dampati devataha, agnihotram swadha soma ajyam pasuhu. Tvameva, it's only you. Nobody else, Swami. You are the one appearing like this. Brahmarpanam brahmahavihi brahmagnau brahmanahutam brahmaivatena gandavyam brahmakarma samadhina. That slokam is exactly it talks about it. Everything is Brahman only. One who sees the karma, the action itself is Brahman. One who sees his oneness attains that Brahman itself. So these Brahmanas, they say that. Tvam kratuhu, tvam havihi, tvam utasaha swayam, tvam hi mantraha samit dharba patrani cha, tvam sadasyaha dvijaha dampati devataha, agnihotram svadha soma ajyam pashuhu. That's very simple to understand in Sanskritam. I think you all I now probably understand most of it, if not all of it. So, Tvam eva, only you, Tvam, you, Kratuhu, this yajnam, this yagam that they are doing. Only you, it's only you. Tvam havihi, you are the havis. Tvam swayam hutasaha, Tvam swayam, Tvam eva, swayam by yourself. You are the Agni, hutasaha. Okay? Where we say Purnahuti, it has to go to a place. That Agni is also you. Tvam hi mantraha, it's only you who is the mantram. Samit dharba patrani cha. You're also the samit, you're also the darbhaigal, and also the patrangal that is being used. It's only you. And sadasyaha, all the people present in the Sabha Yajnasale, and also Vijaha, all the Prohitargal, the Brahmanargal, everybody, and Dampati, the various Dampati means Yajamana, the one who is the Daksha, the Yajamanigal, his wife, everybody, Devataha, the various Devataigal, Agnihotram, the Agnihotram, the ritual, the Agnihotra mantram, the activity, the everything, Agnihotram, Swadha, remember the Devate that we talked about, that Devate from the Agni, Swadha is the Devate present in the Agni, right, and carries, that is also you. Somam, whereas Somayaga Dravyam, that is also you. Ajyam is the ghee that's offered Pasum, Yaga Pasu, everything, Tvam eva, it's only you. Number 46. When they say, Swami, early on, what happened? One who was the form, see the Vedangal are the breath of Bhagavan. Bhagavan, what we call in Tamil as a Muchu Katru. Okay, that is where the Omkaram came. Remember the Akasam, the first one, from the Sabdam. From the Sabdam is a Tanmatra of Akasam. Everything came from that Omkaram. Okay, and so that Veda Swarupi, that the embodiment of Yagam, what happened, Swami, in this Kalpam? We covered this earlier beautifully. Okay, such a beautiful thing. Please, I refer you to that. To the Varahaswami came, isn't it? Such a gigantic Maha Sukaraha, he says, right? And roaring, you came and being worshipped by the various yogigal. What did you do? There's like a huge, gigantic elephant, effortlessly how it lifts the lotus flower from the pond with your, right from your korapal, as we call, damshriyaha, very playfully you lifted, you brought the bhumi, the Mother Earth, from the Patala Lokam. You brought it, Patala Lokam, you brought it up. They say, the Brahmanaha. Tvam pura gam rasaya maha sukaraha damshriyaha padmini varanendraha yata stuyamanaha nadan leelaya yogibihi yujjahat trayigatra yajna kratuhu. Tvam pura gam rasaya maha sukaraha damshriyaha padmini varana indraha yata stuyamanaha nadan leelayaha yogibihi vyujjahat trayigatra yajna kratuhu. Pura, in the earlier on. Trayigatraha. Trayi means the three Vedangal. Okay. And Gatraha, the embodiment of that in that Sarupam of the three Vedangal. Yajna kratuhu, also in the form of the Yagam. Mahasukaraha came as the Varahaswami, huge, gigantic came. What did you? Varahaswami represents the embodiment of the Vedangal as well as the Yajnam, Yajna Swarupa. Remember that Suti was nothing but Yajnam, okay, about sacrifice. When you came, from you Nadhan, roaring, Nadhan, Yogibihi stuyamanaha, being worshipped by the yogis, Varana Indraha Padminim Yatha, Varana Indraha, the big yane, gigantic, elephant, Padminim, lotus flower, Yatha, in which way it lifts it up, same way, Swam Damtrayaha, with your teeth that is protruding out, Leelaya, very playfully, Gam, the Bhumiyai, Gam, Ga is also a name for Bhumi. Okay, that's why it's called Ganga. Okay, Ganga. The name is called Ganga is actually when it touches the earth at Rishikesh. Okay, and up to that point, it is actually called Alaknanda. Okay, and when you go there, you can see all this in Uttarakhand. The point where it touches the earth, which is really in Rishikesh, from that point, that river is called Ganga. So Gam means Bhumi. Bhumiyai, we say grammatically. Rasayaha Vyajjahartha. Rasayaha, from the Rasa, from the Patala Lokam. And Vyajjahartha, you brought it up, you lifted it up very playfully. You are the Varahavatara Swami. Sveta Varaha Kalpe, we say, this particular life of Brahma, where you and I are today, Varaha Swami was the very first one who came. Okay, remember that. And that is why, even when you go to Tirupati today, Tirumalai, there is a beautiful story. You have to go and pray to the Varaha Swami behind that the Srinivasa Perumal, Venkataramadi temple, because the story is, he's the one who gave him money to get married to Padmavati. So there's an eternal debt going on, repaying. Another reason why so much wealth flows that way. These are all beautiful Puranic stories that one can enjoy very much. So that is this slokam. So they worship him as Varaha Swami himself, okay, as a Brahman. Then slokam number 47. So Brahmanas, they continue, they say, that Bhagavan that you are, okay, and who's present as everything in this universe and manifested yourself as Varaha Swami and brought the Bhuma Devi from the depths of the ocean, right? That you, please proceed, give us your anugraham, Swami, they say. And we yearn for your darshanam, because Bhagavan darshanam, my God, there is nothing more required, honestly, in one's life or in one's lifetime also. Doesn't matter how many births and cycle we go through. Bhagavan darshan, if one gets it, it is incomparable. They say, Swami, that is what we want. But what have we done? These Brahmanas are speaking now. We have actually fallen off the pathway of doing Satkarma. Okay? Because we have slipped from it. Please proceed, grant your anugraham, Swami. And you are the Yajna Isa, the master, the leader of all the Yajnangal, that when people just utter your name, when they not even have to just utter your name, what happens? All the obstacles that are there in performing a yajna or a yaga and all that, they all get destroyed immediately. Swami, to you, our namaskaram. Such a beautiful thing. Even today we do this. We say Suklam Bharadaram Vishnum. We pray that. See, that Bhagavan, one under Sumukascha Ekadantascha, that 16 names of prayer that we are reciting, because as taught by Kancha Mahapariva himself. Okay. Why? Because that removes all the obstacles in everything. Because everything that we do is a yagam. Please remember this. Not only in Bruhaspatisavam, this particular yagam that Daksha is doing. you and I, even whether eating or going out, taking a car out to buy a can of milk or going to fill gas or whatever it is, going to work or taking a plane, doesn't matter. Wherever I go, whatever I do is a yajnam only. Slokam number 10, Adhyayam 3, Bhagavad Gita. Please remember that. Saha yajnaha prajaha srishtva purovacha prajapatihi. Please read that slokam. We have spoken about it many times. Very important. The slokam before that, number 9, tells you what this karma, the action you and I are doing are. Yajnartham karma. Only for sacrifice we are doing action, inseparable. So everything is a yajnam. But what about the obstacles come in the way? My mind is going somewhere. Physically, I'm not able to do it. Psychologically, I have some problems. Spiritually, I got some other problems. Financially, there are so many problems. So many worries, anxieties, so many things are hitting from all directions all the time. These are all obstacles, obstructions in carrying out the yajnam, which is basically doing all actions as worship and as offering, as arpanam to Bhagavan. That is what I must do, but I am not able to do it because so many obstacles are there continuously. How to remove the obstacles? Just utter your name. Swami, just uttering your name by people, all the obstacles will go away. Honestly speaking, dear brothers and sisters, why do you think we are having this Bhagavatam session? See, I am absolutely not qualified to do this. I can tell you right now. Okay? But we've been doing this for how many years? Without obstacles. Why? Because in the beginning, we say, Sumukaschaye kadantacha kapilo gajakarnakaha. That slokam, that Bhagavan, doesn't matter what way you worship him, what name you use, it really immaterial. He removes all the obstacles and carrying it out. This is the truth. Okay? So, that is what they say in Slokam 47. Such a beautiful slokam it is. Okay. Number 47. Saha, that you, whom they described in 45 and 46 earlier, who came as Varaha Swami and who is present in everything, appearing as everything, okay, well, so when you go to read this Brahmarpanam Slokam also in Bhagavad Gita, you will understand, okay. Any action that you do, there are things required to do that. And whatever it is, including the action itself, including the doer, including the opportunity, including the materials, and including the end of the day, everything is Bhagavan only, Brahman only. So that 45 and 46 we saw, that saha, that you, saha prasida tvam asmakam akad kshatam darsanam te paribhrashta sat karmanam kirtyamanaha nrubihi namni yajnasate namni nrubihi kirtyamanaha. It's beautiful. Please don't ever forget this. Kirtyamanaha nrubihi namni yajnasate yajna vignaha shayam yanti tasmai namaha. Saha prasida tvam asmakam akad kshatam darsanam te paribhrashta sat karmana kirtyamanaha nurbihi namni yajne sathe yajna vignaha kshayam yanti tasmai namaha. Saha tvam, that you, paribhrashta sat karmanam, paribhrashta sat karmanam, all the good activities, service, selfless activity, selfless thinking, selfless speaking, speaking with selflessness, thinking with selflessness, doing with selflessness, sat karmanaha, okay, sat vakyam, sat chindana, okay, all these. And paribhrashta means having slipped from it. I'm not doing it. So, paribhrashta sat karmanam, having slipped from not doing the sat karmas, and te darsanam akankshatam, te darsanam, your darsana tai, okay, te darsanam, your darsanam, akankshatam, desiring, yearning for your darshanam, having slipped from doing satkarmakal, Swami, you came as Varaha Swami. You are present in everything. Please, we desire akankshatam te darshanam asmakam. Yearning for your desire to us. We yearn for your desire to us. Okay, asmakam to us. Prasida. Please, anugraham. Grant your anugraham. Now, grace. Bhagavan grace is always there. Okay. Prasida, Swami. Yajna Isa, Yajnesa. Oh, the Isa of all the Yajnangal. Nrubihi, by the human being. Nrubihi means human beings. Okay. Nrubihi, by human beings. Okay. So grammatically. Manidargalal. Okay. Te namni, your name. Kirtyamane. Don't have to sing. No. Just utter. By human beings, your name, when it is being uttered, your name is being uttered, being said. Achyuta, Ananta, Govinda. Okay. Achyuta, Ananda, Govinda, Namo, Charana, Bheshajat, Nasayanti, Sakala, Rogaha, Satyam, Vadamyaham. Achyuta, Ananta, Govinda, just the name itself when you utter, Nasayanti Sakala Rogaha, all illnesses get destroyed. Illnesses does not mean only body illnesses, all mental illnesses, spiritual illnesses, psychological, emotional, whatever way you want to call it. All the anxieties, worries, all the obstructions in the pathway to me having the darshan of my Bhagavan, Nasayanti, they get destroyed. Satyam, Vadamyaham. This is the truth. I'm telling you what the prayer is. Okay, beautiful. That's what they say here. Nrubihi te namni kirtyamane. When the people, human beings, utter your name, yajna vignaha kshayam yanti. All the yajna vignaha, all the obstacles in performing the yajnangal, which means all our actions, karma palatyagam is a yajnam. Okay, and karma palatyagam is a basic first level teaching, sense control, on a first level teaching from Bhagavad Gita, right? So to do that yajnam, to do that, so many vignangal are there, obstacles are there. All the yajna vignaha, whatever it may be, kshayam yanti, they are destroyed, eliminated, they are gone. To you, tasmai, that you, Namaha, we bow down to you, Swami, they say. Okay? Which means what? This Bruhaspatisavam yajnam now has been obstructed, has come to a stop. We saw the beautiful worship, the Sutigal, by the Yajamanigal and by the Patnigal. How they say, Swami, it's your grace. Please let the yagam continue, is what they say. All the others talking about worshipping in their way. No, the Brahmana says, Swami, you are everything. Prasida, grace, please anugraham, give us your anugraham. And when we utter your name, okay, all the obstacles are gone. All the obstacles are gone, which means Bhagavan prasida. Okay, with your anugraham, let the yagam be continued and fulfilled. See how many people worship in so many beautiful ways, isn't it? Saha prasida tvam asmakam akankshatam darshanam te paribhrashta sat karmanam kirtyamanaha nrubihi namni yajne sathe yajna vignaha kshayam yanti tasmai namaha. Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om. Kayena vacha manasendriyarva buddhyatmanava prakrutehe svabhavat karomi yadhyat sakalam parasmai narayanayeti samarpayami. Om tat sat swastit prajabhyah paripalayantam nyayena margena mahisaha go brahmanebhyah subhamastu nityam samastalokaah sukhino bhavantu समस्तलोकाः सुखिनो भवन्तु समस्तलोकाः सुखिनो भवन्तु ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः हरिः